Courage is like a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. Disney films have entertained and inspired me ever since I was young. During the weekend, I would watch videos together with my brothers for hours. Our favorite Disney movie is Tarzan, because of how naturally courageous our childhood hero is. And courage is of vital importance in the jungle. You either fight or die. But even in our day-to-day life, we all need courage. Why? Because most people die with the music still inside of them. They are afraid to truly live.
There was a study done, a hospital study, on 100 elderly people. Facing death close to their last breath, they were asked to reflect about their life's biggest regret. Nearly all of them said they regretted not the things they did, but the things they didn't do.
Be courageous. Be like Tarzan. We've watched the movie again, and today I'm gonna share 3 things that make our hero courageous. You know why Tarzan was brought to life? The creator, Edgar Rice Burroughs, was fed up with his disappointing and boring life and wanted to escape. He felt that he wasn't the only one to feel this way, even back in the first part of the 20th century. This is what Mr. Burroughs said. We wish to escape not alone the narrow confines of city streets for the freedom of the wilderness, but the restrictions of man-made laws and the inhibitions that society has placed upon us. We like to picture ourselves as roaming free, the lords of ourselves and of our world. In other words, we would each like to be Tarzan. At least I would, I admit it. Tarzan started off as an orphan in the middle of the jungle, but he managed to develop himself into a purposeful human being, of course with the help of his ape family. He had unique mental and physical talents and managed to unlock his full potential. He could learn new languages in days and speak with animals. If you know the story, you are familiar with the fact that Tarzan was found by the apes when he was still a baby. Growing up, he didn't only have to cope with the difficulties of living in the jungle, he also had to earn his place in the ape tribe. Facing his fear was the only option. He acted despite his fear. And the great thing about it is that courage is like a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. Every situation where you can either act or don't act is a chance to build your courage muscle. And just like working out in the gym or training for a marathon, you grow with every small step. If you closely look at Tarzan, you will quickly realize that whenever he is confronted with a fearful situation, he just faces it. In the jungle, when there is a big and angry animal standing in front of you, wanting to kill you, there's no time to think of your next action. You have to decide right now. Are you going to fight the scary creature or are you getting the heck out of there? In modern society, the amount of situations where you have to fight or flight are close to none. Most of the things that are scary aren't going to kill you if you face them straight away, if at all. The truth is, those scary things stand in the way of almost all the things you want. According to motivational speaker Mel Robbins, the reason why we don't act when something is scary is just because we don't feel like it. And then we start convincing ourselves with, no, it's not that important, or no, he will just say no, or no, I will do it next week, while secretly we know we just need to do them. Mel Robbins calls this mind trickery, and she has one simple hack to conquer this, the 5-second rule.
So what you do, how does it work? You have the thought, you've got 5 seconds, that's it. And what do you need to do? Just say something out loud, that's one way. You could start walking. The second you feel like you should meet somebody because you're drawn to them, again, it's from here, it's not from here, start walking. Because if you're already walking, the likelihood is you'll actually make it to them. And then you're gonna say something. Write it down, schedule it, send an email to yourself, or make the request.
When Tarzan faces a gorilla or a snake, it is clear. There's no choice but to be courageous. But Tarzan shows that he acts with courage, even when there is no direct threat or immediate need for it. When Tarzan is in his 20s, he gets discovered by civilized society and get convinced to leave the jungle and live in civilized society in the United Kingdom. He quickly finds out that he doesn't feel at home and he feels trapped in a society with constraints and hypocrisies. There is this one scene that brought tears to my eyes. It is when Tarzan's heart breaks, when he discovers a place where all kinds of monkeys are locked up in small cages. He immediately feels the urge to free those animals, and that is exactly what he does. Normal people would first think about the consequences before they decide to act or not to act. But not Tarzan. He listens to his inner guide and follows it. When was the last time that you felt that something just wasn't right? Was it when a kid got bullied, or did a waitress get treated rudely? Or did you feel that you were not truly heard in a meeting and you felt like you needed to speak up? And what did you do? Did you act on it, or did you let it pass? Sadly, most people choose the latter. The more we ignore our inner voice that is there to protect, to guide and help us, the less we tend to listen to it. Gladly, it works the other way around as well. The more we respect our inner voice, the more helpful it is to us. We will not only hear our inner voice more often, it also becomes natural to follow the guidance it offers. So just as you can train your courage muscle, so you can train your intuition. At the end of the movie, Tarzan gives us the ultimate example of listening to his inner guidance. Instead of conforming to what society expects of him, he decides to leave civilized society and return to the jungle. Now, escaping modern society might not be your next step, but how will you act more courageously the next time you feel fear? I hope this video inspired you. See you next time.